Man, there are a lot of thoughts and ideas running through my head immediately upon seeing and thinking about what just happened tonight. Some related to the card in general, but mostly related to this right here, where he got, you know, watching that first round and watching the second round, the writing was somewhat on the wall in the sense that Volk was touching Ilia up. He had a great jab. He was working. Volk was looking good offensively, but defensively, that right hand was just creeping. It was getting closer and closer, especially in the second round. It was just barely coming over that shoulder, and Volk don't really do much to defend the left side of his body other than kind of like leaning away, turning away, circling away, using his feet. But he don't really have much of a guard there, and so that right hand was just getting closer and closer and closer. And Volk was doing good damage and all of that, but that right hand at Topuria was there, and all it took was one. This is very interesting because Volk is very skilled. I hold him in high regard, as we talked about him in the past. And when it comes to the skills in combat sports, let alone the UFC, yeah, he's up there for me. But as skilled as he is, it's similar to the Robert Whitaker situation. As skilled as he is, his chin has a history of questionability. Right, and that's in contrast to the unquestionable, demonstrable power of Ilia Topuria. So coming into this matchup, that was something I was thinking about. I wish I could have done a pre-fight breakdown and talked about some of this stuff. Because as much as I talk about skills all the time, I also try and talk about the not necessarily in intent. Those are the tangibles, the power, the speed, the stuff that you can see and measure easily. So one of the big questions was, how was Volk going to handle Topuria's punching power? And we found out quite quick in the second round. And maybe people, people are automatically going to say it's carryover from the last fight because he got hit in the head, concussion, so on and so forth. But concussions generally don't have that long-lasting effect unless their chin gets cracked completely. But that's a whole separate thing. And I don't think that even needs to be... That doesn't need to be a necessary explanation for this situation, because Volk has a history of getting dropped. He has a history of getting wobbled and stuff like that. But the whole point is, before Islam Makhachev did what he did to Volk, Volk was already chinny, and Topuria always had this power, and it was always going to be a very dangerous fight for Volk, no matter what version of Volk showed up. But to be clear, it's not just power from Topuria. I always try to make this clear. Topuria got some of the cleanest hands in UFC when it comes to boxing. That's one of the first things when I saw him, I was like, man, he got hands. And with his combos, he's efficient and he's sneaky. So even with this combo, he goes body, head, and then he brings it up top and he sneaks it through and in. And the other part is he's very accurate. If you look at his highlight KO reel, he touched people right on the chin. And there's a better angle of this that we're gonna look at tomorrow when we do the full breakdown. Look out for that. There's a better angle where he just boom, chin. Like, he's so accurate with it too. So it's not just physicalities. Yeah, the power is crazy, but the accuracy is just as crazy. And so Volk, like many GOATs, he found the right one. Cormier, Izzy, Jose Aldo, Anderson Silva, Stipe Miocic, GSP, just about all of the top guys, maybe besides John Jones technically, have lost either quite brutally, have lost in dominant fashion, have found a person that they can't really beat. And so that's what makes combat sports so beautiful, particularly the UFC, which has so much talent that's constantly flowing. You can't be dominant, or you can, but it's almost impossible to be dominant for a very long time, especially because Volk was dominant for a long time. And then Topuria came in and he had a lot of the I think his physical attributes were the types of things you would need to get to Volk. You gotta be durable. You gotta be willing to take some damage. So it's a mindset thing too. But then you also gotta be able to hurt him. And then Topuria's got some. It's not just the power, like I said. He was gonna find Volk's chin, and Volk doesn't have the chin to handle that. And yeah, he was walking through him, and it looked like, okay, Topuria was getting touched up a little bit, but in those exchanges, he looked good. And so it's a whole lot of stuff we're gonna talk about tomorrow. But tell me your thoughts. As always, I always want to hear what y'all got to say. That's the whole important thing about the community. And look out for the analysis tomorrow, Sunday afternoon. It won't be that long, obviously, because this fight wasn't that long, but it will be good. as always. Also, this video, not video, this fight, the outcome of this fight kind of supports the video I talked about with Chins being a more important factor to losing or winning a fight at the elite level. And Bangstov did, but you could argue, oh, it's his power, but we'll have that argument another day. So I'll talk to y'all later. Fight Scientist, Immortality Serum out.